David Ayer came out and he says that now allegedly he's sharing his support for James Gunn and all of his new DCU plans, but he says that the original cut of Suicide Squad will change the course of history.
Yeah.
How?
Right.
How? What could possibly be improved on that much to change the course of history?
I'm just gonna have to say no comment because that's a ridiculous statement to make.
All right. Welcome to another episode of Only Comics. I'm Mike, also known as He Who Is Right. This is my main man, my partner in crime, Adrian.
Morning.
How we doing, man?
Good. Another beautiful day in New England post Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Hope all was well with the family.
Oh, it was great, man. Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
Oh yeah. Nice house full of people. So
nice.
It was good.
Hey, there's I hope everyone out there had a good Thanksgiving. There's different Thanksgivings though, Adrian.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like there's there's white Thanksgivings, right? Where you're gonna find very, very simple menu.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've been to all of I'm only gonna speak for the ones I've been to.
Okay.
I've been to Black Thanksgivings.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to Hispanic Thanksgivings, and now I think at home we kind of take a little bit from everyone, right? Like,
yep.
We never had mac and cheese until I went to a Black Thanksgiving. Okay?
Really?
Yeah, not at Thanksgiving. I've had mac and cheese, but
right.
not as a Thanksgiving dish.
Okay.
There's other things like coquito. I never had coquito until I went to a Hispanic one, right?
Yeah.
White people, we got the salt and pepper down. We're down with that. But just like there's different Thanksgivings, Adrian, there's different podcasts, and I think we're a different podcast, right? So if this is your first time joining us, buckle up. We're going to go on, as we kind of call it, like a roller coaster ride through the multiverse, right? We're going to break down opinions. Maybe we consider them facts. We will give you our opinions. Mm-hmm. We're going to fight off some stupid opinions. Mm-hmm. I have something special for you planned this week, Adrian.
Okay. All right.
So I created a new segment this morning on my way in.
Mm-hmm.
And I've toying around with the name. I don't know what we're going to call it yet, but we get a lot of comments online, right? We get a lot of people's opinions. So we're going to respond to a few.
Okay.
So I got about 5 or 6 of them that I picked for several reasons.
Nice.
And before we wrap up, we're going to respond to those. But we have an action-packed show. We got Newsflash, Buddy, coming up next. We have your segment, Hidden Gem, today, as always. And then we have Agree to Disagree. And we have our King of Comic Movie tournament.
Okay.
We did the King of the Comics tournament. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And now we're going to do the same thing with the movie. So we're going to break that down this week. But let's hop into the news, man.
All right.
So this week, there's a lot going on in the comic news. There's been some casting rumors. So you're a big Fantastic Four guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Reed Richards, one of your favorite characters ever. And we've not, I think we both agree on this, we've not seen the Fantastic Four done properly yet on screen.
Correct.
I mean, I think the best rendition we saw was like that cartoon in the 90s.
Yeah.
Remember the animated series?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. They also had like an anime looking version.
Really?
The art was a little sharper, things like that, but it was pretty cool too.
Yeah, I never seen that. I did watch some of the animated series as a kid, which was good. But there's a rumor about Silver Surfer that they're going to swap the gender. Now, I don't know if this is like true to comics, because it does say in here the character has a rich history, including a gender swap version called Juno, which I've never heard of. You ever heard of Juno?
I have not.
No. So you don't know, and I don't know. So, but if Juno, let us know. But the rumor is that they gender swap Silver Surfer for this movie. Now, I have feelings about these things, okay? So my opinion is this, and this is not I don't think that we shouldn't be inclusive. I think that I don't like when they take an established character and swap it for no reason. If it's about inclusivity, then find a character that fits that mold from the comics, because they're there.
Right.
Right? Like, we didn't have to change Tony Stark's character to be a black dude. We could just use T'Challa and elevate that character, right? Like, we don't have to take Captain America make him Asian, we can find Shang-Chi and make that character popular. Like, they're there, right?
Yes.
There's plenty of strong female characters. Why do we need to change Silver Surfer for this movie? I don't. What say you, Adrian?
I agree. So what's the premise? To have a female Silver Surfer? Because Silver Surfer is a herald, or was a herald for Galactus.
Yep.
He went out and he found worlds for Galactus to consume, so that he can continue to live his eon spans of life or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. So, is the premise? If the premise is to have a female Silver Surfer, I think that's a poor choice of things to do. Because they could very, very easily have picked another herald. Just if you wanted a female, create another herald.
Right.
Because I think all the heralds that Galactus had were men.
Got
There was Terrax and all this other kind of stuff. But I agree. Why are we changing an established character in comics when there's a huge pool of other characters that you can get? You know, it makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah. Nope. So I don't like this one. Let's move on. Loki. We're big fans of the Loki show on this show, especially the second season, right? There's been some rumors about Secret Wars. I feel like every week there's a different Secret Wars rumor. What they're saying now is that Loki's character is rumored to play a big role in that movie. Doesn't really say what, but the rumors just that he's going to play a major part. I mean, we saw at the end of the last episode, he is now sitting in the seat of He Who Remains, who He Who Was Right did predict. I try to stay humble, Adrian. It's hard sometimes.
Yeah, I see.
I mean, you get it. But the rumor is he's going to play a big role in this movie, and I like this rumor.
Sure.
How do you feel about this?
Well, they can make Secret Invasion anything. I think moving forward, Loki is going to play a bigger role in anything that this character and this actor does. So that doesn't surprise me. I just hope that Secret Invasion, the next Secret Invasion, isn't as bad as Secret Wars.
Try to give me PTSD.
Oh my God! So you're right. So not to confuse Secret Wars with Secret Invasion.
Right.
So I hope that they don't pull a Secret Invasion on this Secret Wars. Right. So they build up the hype. And Sam Jackson, Nick Fury character, we can retire him.
Yeah.
Let's just leave him out of all of this. And but I have pretty high expectations for this. Now, Secret Wars was a big deal in Marvel Comics back in the day.
Yeah.
So I hope they can bring all of that excitement out too.
Right. Have you read that run?
I read it when it came out back in the day, but I remember it. I don't remember the details of it, but it was kind of like the Infinity Wars.
Yeah, it was big, and I've not read the whole thing either, but I do know that there's a massive Skrull invasion in there, right? I think that kind of it started with Secret Invasion in the MCU, and I don't know if it's going to lead to this or not, but that's a run that when we get further into the year and there's not a lot of review, maybe we review that story on here.
Yeah, go back to some old school stuff.
Yeah, we've not read any really old comics.
Right. Yeah, but what are old comics, man? We jump around to all of this stuff. I mean, Hidden Gems are pulling characters from way
for
back
comic
in the day.
reviews, we've not gone through.
Gotcha,
I think the oldest one we did was Death in the Family.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah,
and that was what, 20 years?
Death in the Family was almost 30.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we can go back a little bit more.
Yeah, and we've not done a Marvel comic review. We've all been DC.
That's true.
We've been accused, Adrian, of being Marvel biased on this podcast at times.
Well, that's because DC makes some, not so attractive characters. I mean, they're kind of not interesting, Superman.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Suicide Squad director David Ayer, he's saying some stuff. He directed the first Suicide Squad movie. Okay. So we know there's two. There's Suicide Squad, then there's The Suicide Squad. So David Ayer directed Suicide Squad. This is the one where they introduced Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. This is the one where Will Smith plays Deathshot.
Yep.
Before all this Jada Pinkett Smith nonsense.
Wow.
So anyway, there's a little bit of a campaign, kind of like with the Snyder Cut, right? Okay. You saw Zack Snyder was supposed to direct Justice League. he had some family stuff happen. He got removed. Josh Whedon came in, made a whole mess of it. There was a big online petition. Release the Snyder Cut. Release, blah, blah, blah. They released the 12-hour movie that, is half filmed in slow-mo. That's crazy overrated, if you ask me my opinion. I know you didn't, but I'll just throw it out there. And now the same thing has been happening with the Suicide Squad Ayer Cut. There's been this kind of force online. Everyone wants them to release because that movie pretty much sucked for most people's opinion. Like, I didn't hate the first Suicide Squad. I thought the villain was atrocious. I thought the ending was bad. I thought it was, but it's your typical DC movie, right? Like,
yep. I mean, you have your moments,
yeah,
and then you kind of like string along the good moments and be like, it wasn't that bad,
right?
It wasn't good, but
it wasn't good,
bad, right?
It was okay, you know. So there's been this drive to release the director's cut of this. The whole this is what I originally planned, and the studio messed it up, which could be true. Who knows? But David Ayer came out and he says that now allegedly he's sharing his support for James Gunn and all of his new DCU plans, but he says that the original cut of Suicide Squad will change the course of history.
Yeah.
How?
Right.
How? What could possibly be improved on that much to change the course of history?
I'm just gonna have to say no comment because that's a ridiculous statement to make.
Yep, it is. What else we got? Nicholas Hoult is rumored to be playing. So we had some Fantastic Four news. Now we have some Superman Legacy news. So Superman Legacy is the movie that James Gunn's directing for the new DCU. This is the one, Adrian, where they casted your boy Henry Cavill's clone, David Cornsweet, I guess is the name, right? So Rachel Brosnahan, I don't know how to say the name, is playing Lois Lane. Okay. But there's a casting choice here that I actually think looks the part. Nicholas Hoult allegedly landed the role of Lex Luthor. Did you see this face-to-face comparison here? Looks a lot like the comic. I like this casting. I think it's good. Obviously, they're going to need to shave his head. I hope they don't try to pull another Lex Luthor with hair. But this, Adrian, I think is a good cast. This is also the guy who plays Beast in the First Class series of X-Men, which I'm not a big fan of his Beast portrayal.
Right. I'm looking at him. He could pull a Lex Luthor off.
Yeah. I saw a Photoshop picture of him bald, side by side with a comic drawing of Lex, and I'm like, that it looks spot on, dude. Right. So,
well, as long as you have a skinny, bald white dude with light eyes, visually, pretty much anybody can play Lex Luthor.
Sure.
Right. It's his attitude. It's almost like trying to find somebody to play Dr. Doom. Right. You really don't care what he looks like. Especially because Doom is, behind his mask most of the time. But it's his persona. I mean, you almost got to have like a Jonathan Majors kind of a, character, actor portraying these guys because they're lunatics, and that power, that psychosis needs to come through that acting. Yeah. So that's going to be the most important thing to me. Right. With a character like Luthor, Doom, what's the chick? The two chicks, the one in England and
you got Allegra De Fontaine, and then you got the other one from Secret Invasion. God. Anyway, drawing a blank, but I know you're talking about.
Yeah, those people. Sonya.
Yes.
Sonya. You gotta pull that psychosis. You gotta portray that psychosis, and you gotta make the viewer believe that you're this character.
Right. So that I've not seen much of Nicholas Holt's work outside of him playing Beast, but yeah, for the look, I think he's got the look down. We'll see about the rest. Last piece of news this week. So we saw the Marvels. We reviewed that here, and in the post-credit scene, Adrian, Kesley Grammer's Beast shows back up. Right? We're teased the X-Men, whole deal. And Kesley came out and he had some words to say about this. He said that it is my hope that you will see him again. I can say with a certain amount of confidence that you will. I would love to. I was very pleased by the response of the recent cameo. A lot of people got in touch with me. I've always wanted to play him again. I see him as an extraordinary character, a real character, of gravitas and importance in our culture. I'm delightful. Beast is back, and hope he's back in a real way. I think this is awesome. I think it's cool. And as far as the cameo, I love the cameo. I actually like the CGI version. It got kind of mixed reviews online. I'll say this: I think if you're shitting on this online, you've probably not seen the movie. You've just seen a screen record on TikTok because there was nothing wrong with that CGI.
Right.
And you think about some of the best characters in the MCU, they've had a handful that were completely CGI.
Right.
Thanos, right? Hulk. I mean, so if they can nail those two, what would make you think they couldn't do the same with Beast?
Right. I also like the cameo. I like the CGI in the cameo. I don't anticipate Beast doing too much moving around, so I won't throw in the Crypt Keeper thing because I don't see him doing a bunch of Batman stuff.
Okay.
Right. He's going to be more the professor, that kind of a thing.
Yep.
As far as the CGI, I didn't really like. I mean, Thanos was borderline for me.
Really?
The Hulk the new one is subpar. When they first came out with like Edward Norton, it was just atrocious.
Yeah.
So they're getting better at it, but it's just not crispy enough for me.
Okay.
It's like I want to look at something and be like, is this a real person or what? When they get to that, then I'll be like, okay, the CGI is great or something. But until then, I'm gonna be like, it's okay. It's a moving person, and I can recognize who and what it is. So I'm cool with that. So Kesley Grammer doing the Beast thing, I think that'll be pretty cool.
Cool. Now this week, I think we do have a buster, Adrian. I'm gonna say that the buster is my man David Ayer, telling us that I don't care how good your movie is. There ain't no damn Suicide Squad movie that's going to change the course of history. So that, newsflash, buddy, you got yourself mistaken. You're wrong.
Right.
Now we're going to go. We started this last week. We're going to do thumbs up, thumbs down. I'm going to recap the articles real quick, and we're going to say if we give this piece of news or rumor thumbs up, thumbs down.
But hold on a second. So, I mean, everybody thought Thor was going to be a dump, right? I mean, he came out strong. He's, got some longevity into it. Kind of messed up going, retiring, himself with the splits. Yeah. But, I mean, he was a surprisingly refreshing character that no one really expected, or most people didn't expect to be successful. So, I mean, who knows? You could have a multiverse changing Suicide Squad.
Maybe.
Or not.
Probably not. Nope. Not that one. All right, so let's recap, and we'll go thumbs up, thumbs down. Fantastic Four casting rumors says that Silver Surfer will be a female in the new movie. I give that a thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
Avengers Secret War rumors, Loki's going to play a major role in Secret Wars. I give that a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Suicide Squad director David Ayer says that the director's cut of his movie will change the course of history. Thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
Nicholas Hoult rumored to play Lex Luthor. I give that a thumbs up.
I agree.
And Kesley Grammer says basically that he loves playing Beast and he got a lot of good feedback and he wants to see more of Beast in the MCU, and I give that a thumbs up.
I also agree, and I'm looking forward to seeing him as well. It's funny when you said Nicholas Hoult. As soon as you said Nicholas, I got that PTSD. And I'm thinking Nicolas Cage, and I'm like, man, what are you trying to spin with Nicolas Cage now?
He's gonna play Human Torch. What do you think about that?
No.
No. All right. Next up, Adrian, we have your segment, Hidden Gem.
Okay.
You shot it over to me this morning, and this is another one. Yeah, I always wonder, like, are you going to get to when are you going to pull one out where I know everything about, and you've not yet. And I think our audience too. It's kind of on my boat. We'll find out. But the one you had this week, I'm like, again, I've heard the name, but if you threw a lineup of characters that I didn't recognize, I wouldn't be able to pick them out of a crowd. I'd have no idea.
Cool.
So who do you got this week?
All right, this week, most of these characters, that I introduced, they were introduced as part of like a team, like the X-Men. In this case, the Avengers, Fantastic Four, things like that. So this guy, at first glance, well, first of all, like all the other hidden gems, he could survive today, doing something. He could be more prominent, but for whatever reason, he just got, pushed to the wayside. This week's hidden gem is Wonder Man. Now, this guy...
And he's not Wonder Woman's husband.
No, he is not Wonder Woman's husband. Two different comic book things. But anyway, so Wonder Man, he was the son of an industrialist, like a weapons manufacturer, right? Okay. And his father I think his father died or something, and this guy, he took over the company. But then, of course, as he's taking over the company is starting to not do so well because Tony Stark now, and Stark Industries is coming up on the scene. And Stark is making weapon systems, and they're beating them out, and the company is like bleeding money. So he starts embezzling. He starts, he's stealing the money. He gets caught, gets in prison. Baron Zemo, the short of it, Baron Zemo bails him out. He radiates him with this ionic energy, which turns him into Wonder Man. He has a bunch of different adventures and stuff, but he's, all over the map. But what makes him interesting to me is that, which actually makes him more interesting than a person like a Superman, right? He has these Omega level powers, which are in combination pretty unique, but he's not, most people never heard of him.
Yeah.
Right? So he has super strength, like more than, Thor level or above.
Okay.
He's gone toe to toe with the Hulk, the Thor, Gladiator, even though Gladiator kind of like punched him through a planet. So he's powerful. He's very powerful. He's damn near invulnerable. He can be obviously knocked out because when Gladiator hit him, right? Yeah. We reviewed Gladiator a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. When Gladiator hit him, knocked him unconscious, whatever, but he survived. He can fly. Originally, when he first got his powers, he didn't know how to control them, so he didn't know how to fly. He used his powers to fly, but over time, he developed the power of flight by directing this ionic energy. He can shoot beams of that same energy out of his eyes and out of his hands. He is immortal, pretty much. He can resurrect himself. So if he does get killed, he can come back to life. Yeah. Right. So he's a very powerful character, but one of the things that he's more known for is his ability to socialize with anybody. He's just like a cool dude. Okay. And he's an unassuming kind of a character. Like, you won't really see him, portray his powers without some real reason to do it. So this is one of those characters that, again, you can pop around in any movie, any show. I would love to see a short on them, like 12, 15 episodes, like a Netflix short or something, series of shows, not a season.
Right.
Just a short, thing, mini-series.
Okay.
But he can pop up like Fury pops up all over the place, and anywhere the Avengers or any Marvel character can show, right? So he doesn't need to have the popularity of like a Superman, but I think he's more interesting than a person like Superman.
Yeah.
So that's this week's hidden gem, man, and it's like he came out in like 79, I think, something like that, and I just think he's severely underrated.
Yeah.
Simply because of his power sets. I mean, he's as powerful as any other super powered being or mega level being in the Marvel or even the DC universes. Mm-hmm. So that's it. Wonder Man.
Dude, so funny you say that about a show or a little mini series. Mm-hmm. They have confirmed that they're working on a show for Disney Plus, 10-episode miniseries. They started filming, I believe, but everything got screwed up with the strike. So I don't know where it's at now. But
what, of Wonder Man?
Yep, Wonder Man.
Oh,
yeah,
didn't even know that.
Yep. So yeah, fun fact. I didn't even know it till when you were going through. I had his Wikipedia up and I saw it at the bottom. And they have this dude Yawa Abdul Mateen II playing Wonder Man.
Okay.
So we'll see. And Ben Kingsley is in it too. Ed Harris. is playing Neil Sarayan, Simon's agent.
Another interesting fact, this character, Wonder Man Simon, his brother Eric was like a supervillain.
Okay.
Death something or another. Who is it? Eric.
Dude, it's funny, too. Last week you said that we're doing a lot of Marvel hidden gems, but here you are with another Marvel hidden gem.
Well, there's a reason for that. I'm trying to find this guy.
And you did say last week that Marvel has better characters than DC.
Right.
Which I agree.
So Simon's brother Eric is the Grim Reaper in the comics. So it's like one brother becomes a cop, the other brother becomes a villain.
Yep.
So it's kind of like that thing.
Nice.
But what's also interesting, so I'm searching for some DC hidden gems, right? Mm-hmm. They just don't have any, man. Most of the DC characters, you really, you know most things about them.
Yeah.
And then the ones that you pretty much don't know that much about, they're uninteresting.
Right.
And apparently they don't. I don't know if they have. I would be interested to see. I mean, I'd do some research on who has the most characters, Marvel or DC. But DC doesn't really have a lot of characters. Matter of fact, when I was going back, I'm thinking about like the Super Friends, right?
Yeah.
As a cartoon, watching them when I was a kid, and I really didn't even consider those characters comic book characters when I started reading reading comics because I picked up Marvel first.
Yeah, okay.
But you knew who Superman was, Batman, Wonder Woman from the Super Friends.
Right.
Justice League and all that kind of crap. But DC, man, I'm struggling to find some hidden gems because they don't have many gems to begin with, hidden or
they're not
in
hidden.
the light,
Right. Now, I think to your point there, the best characters in DC are those most popular characters, like the top tier, the Flash, the Superman, the Wonder Woman, the Green Lantern. You're starting to get lower tier, maybe. I don't know. Some people love Green Lantern. Mm-hmm. You get the Shazam. Black Adam would have been like a hidden gem, right, because he's not as known as Superman. But when you talk, he's just as cool, actually a lot cooler. From my, but yeah, I think when we obviously DC has a lot of characters, but they either have really, really good or no one gives a shit about.
I think Marvel has as many hidden gems that are as equally powerful or more powerful than DC's major players.
Absolutely.
Like this guy Wonder Man.
Yeah.
So a Gladiator, or actually the only hidden gem that was pretty cool from DC was Firestorm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Constantine he's DC. So you had Constantine too. Yeah. So you had a couple.
Yeah.
You had a couple. But you're right. Even would Gladiator beat Superman?
That would be something.
Yeah.
That would be something.
Captain Marvel Binary, would she beat Superman? Binary?
Binary? Yeah, I think so. Because the power, the psionics, sure.
Yep. All right.
But then, Superman, would he actually go the distance? He'd probably let himself be killed other than try to kill somebody. Him and Batman with the no kill rules.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Obviously, we know that Captain Marvel don't give a shit. That is one thing. Marvel superheroes, they'll kill 20. They don't give a shit, man.
Right.
They'll kill 18 people to save one. You're like, wait a minute.
That's it.
But no, this was another good one, dude. Wonder Man. So now, and it's funny because when I heard the name, I always just automatically assumed he was a Superman, Wonder Woman type character, which but the way he got his power is a lot different. So is he a villain because of who? Baron Zito was the one who bailed him out, or was he a hero?
Well, I forget why he initially bailed him out or gave him the powers, but obviously he was a criminal for embezzling.
Yeah.
And then I think Baron Zemo and a couple other people brainwashed him to attack the Avengers.
Okay.
But when he actually showed up on the scene, he sided with the Avengers. So I think it was a transition thing with him where he came from one background and ended up being basically a superhero.
Got it. And he is in the Civil War storyline, which I don't remember, but I just read that he was blackmailed into working for S.H.I.E.L.D. during the Civil War storyline.
Yeah.
So, all right, another great hidden gem. If you like that, check out the hidden gem playlist on our YouTube page. Now, Adrian, it's time for Agree to Disagree. This is where I rapid fire 10 of my opinions that I formed over this past week at you, and you simply let me know if you agree or disagree. But when the real fun comes in is when you guys let us know how much you agree or disagree. Right. And it's usually pretty split. You know, some people get very upset. Yeah. It's like, guys, it's just a show. We're talking about made-up characters that like people made up at home and made movies about and wrote. Like, calm down, dude.
Right.
If you like Superman more than us, then great for you. You know, someone called us old insoles. I was like, wow. Oh, I have 4 kids. My wife will confirm I'm not an insole, but old, I don't know. Depends on who. I said it to my son the other day. I said, bro, I've leveled up more than you. It's like in a video game, right? You build your character, you level up. Dude, I've just leveled up. You've leveled up more than me.
There you go.
We've survived longer than y'all. That's why we're
that is it.
Old. So, agree to disagree. You ready?
Ready.
All right. The CGI beast in the Marvels mid-credit scene looked better than the live-action one.
Agree.
The Flashpoint animated movie was better than The Flash.
Absolutely.
And I always have one for you in here. The Black Adam was better than Venom 1 and 2.
Yes.
Marvel should keep Silver Surfer as a male.
Agree.
Salt and pepper alone is not seasoning.
I definitely agree.
DC's best comic stories are Batman stories.
Yes, agree.
Pumpkin pie is not good.
Disagree. Actually, wait a minute. You said pumpkin?
Pumpkin pie is not good.
Dude, we were just having this discussion the other night, and it's like I don't even remember ever having a pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
Now, a sweet potato pie?
Yeah.
Oh, we going to fight, you touching that.
Yeah, no,
when I was a kid, we used to put, my mom used to make them, right? And she made one for each one of the kids.
Okay.
And we would take a toothpick and a piece of paper and write our name on the paper and, stake our claim on that pie.
Yep.
And it's set in the refrigerator. Now, of course, you go through yours and you start munching off of somebody else's, but we all had our own pie. I mean.
That's awesome.
That was some good stuff.
Marshmallow on top or no?
No, dude.
No? Okay.
No marshmallow.
No marshmallow? All right. So you do agree or you disagree? Pumpkin pie I say it's not good.
I agree that it is not good.
Okay. Suicide Squad was better than The Suicide Squad.
I agree.
Captain Marvel would beat Superman.
Which Captain Marvel? Danvers?
Yep.
Agree.
Everyone watching right now should pause this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
They should be subscribing. I agree to that, but they should be actively subscribing.
Yes.
Like pressing the button multiple times
Right.
if they're not doing it. But yes.
Love it. Well, there you have it. Another week. Wait, did you agree with everything here?
I think
you
so.
did. At first, you disagreed on the pumpkin pie, but
well, when you say pie, so I erased the pumpkin and superimposed sweet potato over there.
Ah, okay. You thought I was.
So I just went right to the one that I thought my mind heard.
Gotcha.
But after correction,
yeah, pumpkin pie. It's like why? It's,
yeah.
Who saw a pumpkin and was like, that'd be cool to eat? Like, you're supposed to carve them and put like candles in them for Thanksgiving. I mean, for Halloween. That's it, and then throw them somewhere. All right. So that's that. We got to agree to disagree. Now we have our King of the Comic Movie Tournament. There's a lot going on here, and there's a lot of movies. So what we're gonna establish some rules. There's no categories here, Adrian. Mm-hmm. I just did this very random. Okay, and it's a 1v1 tournament until we find the winner. Okay, and we have we got kind of a fail safe here, right? Because we don't always agree, even though we just agreed on agree to disagree. But if we disagree, we're gonna flip my little two-faced coin, and your call. One of us will call it in the air. Yeah, that's how we'll decide the winner. Okay, right. And this is just about the criteria here is just which one's the better movie.
Right.
That's it.
Okay.
Our goal is to find the best comic book movie of all time. Now, in order to have enough movies on both sides, I had to add in a few movies that maybe weren't really comic, or maybe they're loosely tied to comics. I've also added in some animated movies. So,
Okay.
And I went back there. There will be some obvious exclusions. I started at 1989 and went on from there.
Okay.
So the 70s Superman movies, the old, these obscure little Captain America, Spider-Man, where they filmed them like in someone's backyard. We're not going to have those in here, and we're leaving the old Superman movies out because they're before my time.
We're not going to include like the Lou Ferrigno Hulk and all that kind of stuff?
No, we're going to go past that. So we're starting when really, and I thought about it, it's kind of like when the blockbuster era of comic movies started, right?
Gotcha.
Tim Burton, 89 Batman, those are big blockbuster movies. They had, fast food campaign. That's when you could go to McDonald's and get Batman toys because the movie was out. So we're starting there.
Hey, did you ever see the Thor? I think he was on
the TV show.
It wasn't a TV. I don't think it was. He showed up on somebody else's show. I'm not sure if it was the Captain America or the Hulk, or I think it was the Hulk.
I've never watched it, but I did see a video or like a photo of it online like a few years ago, and it looked hysterical.
Right, some stupid hat that helmet looks like you should be drinking out of it, right? Yeah. And some fur lined vest with a aluminum foil Mjolnir, whatever.
Yep.
Hammer. It was funny.
Yeah. So those will not be in here either.
Okay, gotcha.
So we have 128 movies in this.
Wow.
So the first round, maybe we'll see how long it takes. We'll get through this one side. And actually, you know what? Let me grab my coin. Forgot about my coin, dude. There we go. All right. In case we disagree, I got my Two-Face Harvey Dent coin here. All right. First round. We have The Avengers versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the first movie from the 90s and the first Avengers movies. I'm going with The Avengers.
I agree.
All right. Avengers wins that one. Doctor Strange versus Thor Love and Thunder. Oh boy. I'm going Doctor Strange.
I agree. Doctor Strange.
This is the first Doctor Strange movie, which actually is a really good movie.
Yeah.
Men in Black, which is did you know that was a comic book movie?
I did not until later on.
Yeah, I didn't know when I first saw it, but it's a Marvel comic, actually. Yeah. So Men in Black, the first one, versus Ant-Man, Quantumania. I'm going Men in Black.
I would go with Men in Black, even though I've not seen Quantumania.
Yeah. Oh, that's a safe bet, because I've seen it for both of us, Adrian. All right. Son of Batman, that's an animated movie, versus the first X-Men movie.
Okay.
Who are you picking?
Son of Batman.
I'm picking X-Men.
Okay.
All right. Ready?
Yep.
You gonna call it in the air?
Heads.
Heads. It's heads. All right. Son of Batman. I mean, I don't dislike that one. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. This is the one where they go to Japan. Versus Ghost Rider with Nick Cage.
God.
I'm going Ghost Rider.
I agree. I'm going to go Ghost Rider.
Because that was a bad Ninja Turtle movie, man. Yeah. When they went it was like time traveled or some shit to Japan. It was atrocious. The Marvels versus Iron Man.
Oh, wow. The first Iron Man?
Yeah, the first one.
Iron Man.
Yeah, I'm going Iron Man. That's an easy choice. Dick Tracy versus The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
We talking about the movie Dick Tracy?
Yep, 1990 film with Madonna.
I'm
going Dick Tracy.
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
That was the one with Jamie Foxx, Electro, when he was all blue and shit.
Dick Tracy.
Yep.
I didn't. Anyway, Dick Tracy.
Avengers Endgame or Big Hero 6? I'm going Endgame.
Endgame.
The Snyder Cut, dude. Here it is. The Snyder Cut versus X-Men First Class. Ooh, I'm going X-Men First Class.
Agree.
I feel like that one's gonna get some love online.
It's just that the Snyder Cut was just unremarkable.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been made.
Right.
It's overhyped.
Yep.
Anyway.
It is. It's definitely overhyped. Restore the Snyderverse. No, let's not and say we did. Captain America: Civil War versus The Suicide Squad. On Civil War all day.
Civil War.
That's an easy one. This one's for you, Adrian. The Matrix versus The Matrix Reloaded.
The Matrix.
I agree with that because I've never seen the second one. Batman vs. Robin, another animated film. Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Batman v. Robin.
Yep, I agree with that. Batman: The Long Halloween versus Captain America: First Avenger.
Ooh.
That's a tough one.
I'm going to go with Cap.
Man. Yeah, I'll go with Cap. If it was a comic, I'd say Long Halloween. But
right.
Batman and Robin. Now, this is not the anime. This is the Joel Schumacher film with Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. Yeah. Yes, if you've not seen it, I did say Arnold Schwarzenegger played Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Versus Men in Black 2.
Men in Black.
Yeah. Yep, I agree with that one. Spider-Man 2 versus Justice League versus Teen Titans. I'm going Spider-Man 2. This is the Doc Ock, Tobey Maguire. This, I think, is... I'll hold my opinion.
I'm going with the animated.
Wow. All right, we're going to flip. Call it in the air.
Tails.
It's Tails, son of a bitch. Wow, Justice League better than Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
X-Men 2 versus Blue Beetle. I'm going X2.
X2.
That was a phenomenal movie. Man of Steel or Constantine?
Constantine.
I'm just going to give
Wait, which one? Well, there was only the movie?
Yeah, the movie, yep.
Man of Steel, Constantine.
I have no say because I've not seen either one of these. So,
okay.
Black Adam or Elektra?
Black Adam.
There's a lot of Black Adam hate online, Adrian.
That's okay.
I don't know why. They think they just hate The Rock, maybe?
All right, probably.
Deadpool 2 or Wonder Woman 1984?
Yeah.
Deadpool 2.
2.
Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. This is the second one. Mm-hmm. Or Avengers Infinity War.
Is that the one with the Twinkie? Do you remember?
I think so.
that was a funny scene, but
yeah.
Avengers.
Yeah, Infinity War. X-Men The Last Stand. That's the third X-Men movie. Or Ant-Man and the Wasp. Ooh, wow. 2 pretty bad movies.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'm going to go with Ant-Man.
Oh, God. I'm going to go X-Men.
Okay.
It's got my man Hugh Jackman. As bad as that movie is, I'd rather rewatch that than Ant-Man and the Wasp. So, call it in the air.
Tails.
It's heads. Finally won one.
All right.
You know, this game's rigged. Green Lantern.
Oh, my God.
Wait, did I screw something up? I think I had Cap in here twice. Oh, shit. I screwed something up. Damn, Green Lantern's going to get a bye then. Because I had Cap in here twice. I screwed that up. Remember, well, I didn't say it on this show, Adrian, but I've said this before. We're not experts.
Wait a minute. You had the first Avenger in here?
Yeah.
Yep, you did.
I had it twice. All right.
That sucks.
It does. Well,
Because
Green
Green
Lantern's going to get
Lantern
knocked out
definitely
by
sucks.
whoever it goes up against next. So, Beetlejuice or Thor. And Beetlejuice is not a comic movie, but I said on this show that Michael Keaton played a better Beetlejuice than he did. Or no, I didn't, but I will say that too. He's a better Beetlejuice than he was Batman.
Absolutely is.
And Beetlejuice versus the first Thor movie. Oh, Beetlejuice.
I like them both for what they are.
Yeah.
This is like, comparing apples to eggplants. For the comic value, I'm going to go with Thor.
Okay. Here we go. Call it in the air.
Tails.
Heads.
Ah.
Look at that. All right, so Beetlejuice won. And you're right, it's not a comic movie. So, we have loose rules on this, right?
Sure.
Oh, here we go. One of your favorites, Adrian. Eternals versus Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness.
Doctor Strange.
Yes, sir. Logan or Batman Year One? I'm going Logan.
Logan.
You had to think about that.
Because it's when you're jumping across the comics, I mean the movies versus animated. The animations or the cartoons or things like that. It's different emotions.
Yeah, absolutely. Spider-Man Far From Home or Unbreakable?
Spider-Man Far From Home.
Unbreakable is that?
I know Bruce Willis, Sam Jackson.
Yep.
That dude's everywhere, man. I'm wondering when he's actually going to play a train or Bush or Kevin Hart's got all that.
Yeah, he does. That's a tough one, man. Because Far From Home's a good one. That's the one with Mysterio.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Unbreakable.
Ooh, better movie. Yeah, I don't disagree. I'll go with Unbreakable. That's a tough one. Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice or Iron Man 3? I'm going Iron Man 3, obviously.
Iron Man 3.
One of the I got to get that movie, ready because it's Christmas season. It's a Christmas movie, obviously.
Oh, okay.
Captain Marvel or the New Mutants?
Captain Marvel or the New
I've never even seen the New Mutants.
I'm going to go with the New Mutants. I've seen it. But, I mean, they are kind of like based in, it's almost like a psychological thriller as opposed to, but anything over, not anything, but not the Flash over Captain Marvel. But.
Got it. I'm going to go Captain Marvel. Call it in the air, Adrian.
Okay, head.
Tails.
Man,
you started off strong now.
Right?
I've been taking over. My luck has changed. Yep. I'm putting some bets on this game tonight, too. X-Men Days of Future Past or Fantastic Four? And this is the first Fantastic Four movie. I'm going Days of Future Past. All day.
I agree.
Suicide Squad or Hulk? Now, this is not the Edward Norton Hulk. This is the one prior to that the big, giant, shitty-looking CGI Hulk. Ang Lee, I think, directed it.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I agree. Spider-Man No Way Home or Avengers Age of Ultron? No Way Home.
No Way Home.
And then the last one for this week, Adrian, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Damn, I fucked that up too. That's on here twice. Versus the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire.
Well, by default, it's going to be Spider-Man,
yeah.
Right?
But, I mean, I think I would obviously pick that movie over that one in a heartbeat. All right, so that's the first round, Adrian. So next week we got the Batman. I'm just going to name a few. These aren't Batman versus Shazam 2, The Flash versus Black Panther 2, Batman Forever versus Birds of Prey. We got Spawn in here. We got Aquaman. We got the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. We got Flashpoint, the animated movie.
Mm-hmm.
Under the Red Hood, Civil War. So there's a lot going on next week on this tournament. So the winners for this week, again, the Avengers. They'll go up against Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Men in Black will go up against Son of Batman. Ghost Rider will go up against Iron Man. Dick Tracy versus Endgame. First Class versus Civil War. The Matrix versus Batman and Robin. Cap 1 versus Men in Black 2. Justice League versus Teen Titans up against X2. Constantine versus Black Adam. Oh, two of your favorites. Deadpool 2 versus Infinity War. The Last Stand and Green Lantern. Beetlejuice and Doctor Strange 2. Logan versus Unbreakable. Iron Man 3. Captain Marvel. X-Men Days of Future Past versus Suicide Squad. And then No Way Home versus the first Spider-Man movie. So some good matchups there, too.
Okay.
All right, well, there you have it for our King of the Comic movie tournament. Now, last segment, Adrian.
Okay.
I don't have a name for this yet. Maybe it's something like Say What or What You Say or so. I don't know. We'll come up with something. But we get some comments online.
Mm-hmm.
And this is all in good fun, by the way. But we're going to respond to a few here, okay? So, we'll save that one for last. That was a good one. All right, let's see. On YouTube, my man Charles Spooky 4341 says, "How do I get friends like this?" Well, you don't, because we're unique. I think that's the best answer. You don't.
Wait a minute. Is he asking how can he get friends like who?
Like us?
Like us?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You can hit the subscribe button.
There you go.
But we're unique. You're not going to find friends like us. All right. Next, we got Sentry. All right. So last week on Agree to Disagree, we said that Sentry, that was a thumbs down, and we said that Madam Web was a thumbs up.
Okay.
And they're quoting us. Logan Petty on TikTok says, Sentry, nobody knows who he is, thumbs down. Madam Web, introducing new characters, thumbs up. What? My response is, our hypocrisy knows no bounds.
There you go. There you go.
We do flip-flop a little bit here on Only Comics. Is that right, Adrian?
Well, no one knowing who Sentry is. He's an obscure personality. Somebody knows who he is,
right.
Obviously, because he, exists at some point. I mean, that's the whole point of like our hidden gems. Right? Somebody knows who Wonder Man is. Somebody knows who Jocasta is.
Yep.
And all these other people. They're just obscure and severely underrated. Which, by the way, Wonder Man also, they say he could be as powerful as, and he has gone up against Sentry.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Well, I think what they were saying is we gave the same reason that we liked the Madam Web news was the reason that we didn't like the Sentry news, which, it
just doesn't, I mean, again, when you have a character in your mind, you've built, the comics can present a character, but then you also build a character in your mind.
Right.
And when you have an actor portraying a particular character and it just doesn't match, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Then we also got my man Wakanda Forever is his name on TikTok, says that.
Okay.
Y'all missed the whole point with Dar-Ben. She wasn't the villain. It was Captain Marvel. They even have named her the Annihilator because we said we had a villain problem with the Marvels movie. Captain Marvel was not the villain in that movie. I don't know how to explain this to you, bro, but she was the villain to Dar-Ben.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. She was the villain to Dar-Ben and the whole Kree race, but not the villain of the movie.
Right. My man I on TikTok said Venom 1 was literally better than any Spider-Man film except for Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse.
Wow.
Venom 1. So you're telling me Venom 1's better than No Way Home? I have no words for that.
So this is the maturity.
Yeah.
Right? This is, we've survived longer than most.
Yes.
Or some, not most, but some, right? Just, no comment.
Right. No comment. My man Sports by David on YouTube says, seen the clips on TikTok and now I'm here. Keep grinding. Content's fire. Well, thank you, Sports by David. I agree. Do you agree with Sports by David?
I do agree.
Absolutely.
No towing costs involved.
Nope. Wi-Fi Slim on TikTok says, dope podcast. Fire, fire.
Oh,
I agree too.
Nice.
I agree too. My man John C. on TikTok says, The Boys is a DC show. Since when? The Boys is, let's see. The Boys. I actually forget the name of the comic, but it's not. Oh, here we go. I'll tell you right now. Live. Wildstorm. Now, Wildstorm was part of DC Comics, but the show itself is not under the DC umbrella. I've not seen that anywhere. Are you seeing that anywhere?
I'm seeing The Boys is not connected to DC or Marvel.
No.
Unless you consider it's satirical jabs.
No.
They obviously they're counterparts of both.
Right.
But so
no, and I think what it was Wildstorm Comics was initially part of DC, but then it sprung off to be its own thing. I do remember reading that. So, but no, John C. The Boys is definitely not a DC show. My man Zith on TikTok, Adrian says, could have sworn I saw a video where y'all said Loki was the best show and agreed. We did say that, And then he's going back to an old video where we did say WandaVision was the best show. But at the time, I felt like WandaVision was.
Sure.
Then we saw the rest of Loki, and I said, you know what? Now I changed my mind.
Right.
So,
and next week, another show might come out that might be better than both. So
it
just
could
never
be,
know.
What's the new one? Echo. We could watch Echo and be like, you know what? Hey, dude, this is the best show anyone's ever. It changes the course of history.
Right.
It could. Now, the last one, I think this would warrant a little bit of a discussion before we wrap up, Adrian. So, my man, that Super Samoan 41 on YouTube asked, is that anyone in the DC universe? And yeah, so we had said that we were talking about Batman being able to beat anyone with prep or whatnot, right? So, but he says, do you think Batman can beat Black Panther with prep time, knowing there is nothing in Batman's universe that can counter vibranium? I figure this would be a good discussion before we wrap up, Adrian.
Do I think that Batman with prep can beat the Black Panther?
Yeah.
Well, let's assume that first of all, Batman is the man and Bruce Wayne is the mask.
Yep.
Right? And T'Challa is the king, and then Black Panther is the Black Panther in the suit.
Right.
So now, are we talking about when they mask up?
Yes.
Or at any time?
No, we're talking mask up. Batman fighting Black Panther.
Okay. With prep.
Yes, with prep. Because his question is around the vibranium, right? He's saying even with prep, there's nothing in Batman's known universe that could counter vibranium. So would the prep time still give Batman the advantage?
So, in what was it? The Power Man.
Yeah.
Okay. So when the chick, what's the chick? That's behind the scenes all the time, going around. She trying to start her own Suicide Squad. I keep forgetting the name.
Oh, in Marvel, Sonya.
No.
Allegra.
No, the American version of her.
DeFontaine.
No. The black chick.
I'm drawing a blank.
I'm drawing a blank too.
In the MCU.
She's portrayed as like sinister. She's heavy set in
From Secret Invasion. Oh no, shit! Amanda Waller.
Amanda Waller. Yeah,
there you go. I'm losing my fucking mind. I'm thinking Marvel.
Amanda Waller. So she shows up, I think, in the Power Man version, right?
Okay.
Of between Jessica, whatever her name is, Power Man, and Daredevil, right?
Yeah.
So Amanda Waller, she's looking at the character Power Man, and yeah, he's pretty much invulnerable, very strong, but she said, well, can he drown? All right. So vibranium doesn't protect you from the lack of air, right?
Right.
So what if Batman with prep puts him in a chamber where there's no air indefinitely, or submerges him underwater indefinitely? I mean, yeah, he can have some oxygen built into the thing and so on and so forth, but that's a simple answer right there. Yeah, he can take him out.
So you think just Batman's pure intellect, he'd figure out a way to beat him that would just eliminate vibranium from the equation?
Absolutely. Just like the Trojan War, right?
Yeah.
The Trojan horse thing. So they couldn't defeat the walls of Troy. So they figured out a way to eliminate the walls.
Right.
By creating the gift in which they put these soldiers in, and they crept out. So
that's
definitely
that's some G shit right there too. The Trojan horse shit, like that's
right.
I remember. I don't remember a lot of school, but I remember reading that. I was like, yo, that's some shit right there.
Right.
But yeah, I agree. I think I do think with prep time, Batman would outsmart. Like, would you say Batman's smarter? Bruce Wayne's smarter than T'Challa?
No.
T'Challa, no.
He's not smarter than him. He's not stronger than him. He doesn't have as much tech as him. He's not as rich as he is.
Right.
Because Bruce Wayne is a billionaire based on his companies. T'Challa has the entire continent available to him.
Right.
So no, and no.
Got it. So, but why would he be able to trick T'Challa then?
It's not even tricking. So for example, Batman. So in the DCU Batman, pretty much anybody that pops up on his radar, he has a file for him, right? And if he's like they're like a super villain or a superhero, he probably has a way. He's probably already figured out a way to defeat him. So it's not even his prep time is probably already done,
right?
Assuming that the two universes like mash together. And the Black Panther shows up on Batman's radar, he's probably already got a way to defeat him, just like he had a way to defeat the entire Justice League.
Right. Yeah. So it's purely his detective skill,
right?
I guess, is what would give him the leg up.
So the simple answer is he won't try to defeat the vibranium. He'll just hold his head underwater for an indefinite period of time.
Got it. So Batman would. I like that. I agree. Now, if they were to fight hand-to-hand combat. Right, this is not my man, that's Samoan's question, but my hand-to-hand combat can Batman hang with T'Challa? I think he could, but who would win?
Hanging with T'Challa, it wouldn't be a quick thing.
Yeah.
But I don't agree with the hanging, and he would definitely defeat him.
Really?
I saw this thing because he's actually, even though people have heard of the Black Panther, he's very underrated.
Yeah.
Across the board. Intelligence, money, capability, all that kind of stuff. I saw him, there was a cartoon where he fought Captain America.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of people consider Captain America as like the ultimate soldier and stuff.
Right.
But T'Challa just wiped the floor with this dude.
Yeah.
So, I don't think it would be, like I said, a quick thing.
Right.
But no, not at all.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that we're dealing with is the fact that the T'Challa that we've seen on screen, I would say, doesn't match the T'Challa that we have in the comics. Like, it was a great portrayal, but power, like Marvel neuters down the power set for most of their characters.
Right.
Like, we saw him fight Captain America in Civil War, and it was pretty even.
Right.
And you're saying in the comics that would not happen.
No.
So I think part of it, we're thinking about that. We ain't talking about that T'Challa. We're talking comic T'Challa.
Right.
And he probably, straight up one-on-one, you think he'd wipe the floor with Batman.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
But because of Batman's prep, his detective skill, and it's almost like, a lot of Batman haters hate that argument because, like, oh, it's just prep time. But that's the character. That's who he is, right? He's written that way. Almost like Spider-Man's always going to find a way out.
Right.
He has like a level of luck to him almost, you know?
Batman was built on the premise of the greatest detective.
Right.
Right. And so that's his character set. That's what he does. He figures things out that's going to either solve the problem, solve the crime, or how to defeat his adversary, regardless of their friend or foe. So that's his thing. But straight up, fist fight, nah, it wouldn't work.
Now, what about some live action? So Chadwick Boseman's the only T'Challa we've seen live action, right?
Yeah.
We kind of see his power set. We've had dozens of different Batman. If T'Challa goes up against the Michael Keaton Batman, who wins?
This will make it short, but any version of T'Challa would defeat any version of a Batman.
Got it. Even the MCU version.
The only Batman that I think that he would have a problem with is the one where he makes this suit where he goes after Darkseid. So that's a pretty badass piece of tech.
Yeah.
There's some other psychological things that goes along with that, but
What about the Ben Affleck Batman? So think about, he went up against Henry Cavill's Superman with that armored suit and essentially beat him. With a suit like that, could he go up against the MCU's T'Challa?
Well, the suit makes Batman more powerful, not faster.
True.
So T'Challa got him right there just on speed, and hit the claws that are built into his suit are probably shred, that armor.
Yeah, man. Well, I guess I agree. I was trying to think of any other out, but no, I agree. I think I'm going T'Challa over Batman with no prep time.
Right.
But prep time, I'm always going to go with my man.
Yeah. I agree. Like, the simple fact is, eliminate the costume as a means of defeating him and just go with something simpler.
I would say Batman thinks outside the box more than a lot of other heroes. A lot of these, it's like, Like Wolverine, he ain't gonna think much. He's just his claws are coming out. We're fighting. I'm gonna kill you, right?
Right.
He ain't plotting. He's just I'll just cut your head off, and usually that works.
Right.
And whatever. Like Deadpool too. He's just gonna pull out his swords and call it a day.
Right.
But that'd be interesting. But that would be a cool fight to see though. Like, because they're both insanely, well trained, hand to hand combat. Like I agree, it wouldn't be over in a snapshot. Like who do we say? Batman versus Iron Man. I'd say it wiped the floor with Iron Man.
Right.
But that would be a cool fight that I think would go on for a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
But I mean, if he went up against Robert Pattinson's Batman,
oh my God,
no question. What if Christian Bale's Batman fought Robert Pattinson's Batman? Who would win?
Christian Bale, because remember, so when they did the Christian Bale Batman, he's more mature.
Yes.
So he's got some years on his new year 2 Robert Pattinson Batman. So it's an age experience thing versus who's playing him. So that would be kind of unfair. But if they both existed at the same time. Like 616 went up against 87. Earths, meaning.
Yep.
I don't know.
You going Pattinson?
I'm still trying to get over the Edward, man. Give me another year. Dude,
but Christian Bale's gonna do this. He's gonna do the Trump. He's gonna be like the American people in Gotham. He's gonna do that. And I don't know why he does that. I have no idea.
Who's that? Trump or
no,
George Lopez?
Bale, but he sounds like Trump. Yeah, or he does the mouth thing like Trump. Trump talks to the American people. He does that. And then the goth, I don't know why Christian Bale does it when he's, the Batman voice. I don't know. But if they had a voice competition, vocal competition now. But hey, there you have it. I don't know what we're gonna call this segment, but I think we're gonna do it again next week. Hey, keep the comments coming. We love them. It's all in good fun. I mean, all jokes aside, I really don't care what y'all say. It's no, I don't care, but it don't bother me.
Right.
I get it. You're not gonna agree with us, and I like that no one you shouldn't just agree with someone.
Sure.
Just because have your own opinion.
Right.
I mean, if you think
healthy debates,
absolutely.
Like that.
Hey, there's a lot of people that were supporting the Flash movie. Like, this movie's great, some people said. Some people said it was a dumpster fire and they had to walk out. I go, it's mid. It was mid. You know? Will I watch it again? I don't know. Maybe at some point. Who knows? I did try to watch The Eternals again a few weeks ago, and I can't get through that. But then there's some people that love that movie.
Really?
Like, absolutely. Like, that movie's great. Like, they're literally upset that we didn't like it. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. Did I miss something? Like, how did... Anyway. Well... there you have it. Another week here on Only Comics, guys. If you're still with us now, hit the subscribe button. If you've gone through all that, but we appreciate the support. We appreciate the comments. Keep them coming. Let us know if you agree or disagree. And maybe Adrian, is your hidden gem next week going to be Marvel again? What do you think?
I don't know. We coming up. Thankfully there was no Thanksgiving superhero. I can only imagine what Turkey Dude,
Turkey Man,
or Goblin Boy, or something weird like that. So that's probably why Thanksgiving is kind of like a speed bump, right? There's no superhero. There's no comic version, or comic character associated with Thanksgiving.
Is there one for Christmas?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, you gotta go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This was like a little teaser for Hidden Gems.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you're gonna have a Christmas one soon in a few weeks. Well, you had a good Halloween one.
Yes.
Hobgoblin, by the way. Check that out. That was a good one. So we'll see who.
You know what's funny is it was actually a toss up between Hobgoblin and Taskmaster.
Okay.
Because Taskmaster, has the costume.
Yeah.
Right. But even though he's he's not just, but he's an assassin.
Right.
And we've seen him, in the Avengers
Black
or
Widow,
something. Black Widow.
Yeah.
But
But it was a different version, though. It wasn't. I forget if they gender swapped it or whatnot, or it was just a whole different character. But it wasn't the Taskmaster from the comics.
It was. It kind of was the uniform. They made the uniform.
Yeah, the uniform.
B-52 stealth like and all this other kind of stuff. But you can kind of see where he basically duplicated everybody's skill set, things like that. So they kind of neutered him, but he was still out there. So thankfully, there's no Thanksgiving character. The Halloween character was pretty cool, but there's definitely Christmas hidden gems.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to that. Well, there you have it. That wraps up this week. Guys, we appreciate you joining us for the ride. Adrian, thanks for coming in.
Not a problem, always.
And hope you all had a great Thanksgiving as well. And we will see you next week right here on Only Comics.
Peace.
Thank you.